Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Jérôme Fèvre. I am in Bureau Veritas Marine Offshore Division. I am in the technical department and in charge of regulation development for all topics related to digital system, including autonomous ship and remote operations. And I am involved in the Seamless project for all regulatory aspects. I would like today to give you an overview of the IMO works on MASS topic. MASS means Maritime Autonomous Surface Ship, and mainly the last updates on the development of the IMO MASS code. IMO began to work on the MASS topic on 2017 during the MSC 9.8. We agreed to include in the agenda of the IMO MSCs what we call the regulatory scoping exercise, and the target was to scan all the existing instruments developed by IMO and to identify where we could have gaps or area of improvement for implementing a MASS unit. And the result of this regulatory scoping exercise was issued on 2021 in a circular, and the conclusion of this regulatory scoping exercise was to the decision of development of a dedicated MASS code. Bureau Veritas Marine Offshore was fully involved in all steps of the regulatory scoping exercise as an expert, technical expert with helping the French flag. So based on this decision of development of a MASS code, we several meetings was planned to develop a methodology and to build, to identify the volunteer of developing these different sections. The methodology was based on the goal-based standard as defined by IMO. And it also, we have established a dedicated corresponding group working on this draft and with a different volunteer in charge of different chapter. You can see on this slide the different chapter and part and the different leading state working on this chapter and the voluntary stakes also helping for this development. As a technical expert for France, we were mainly involved in the chapter related to management of safe operations, connectivity, safety of navigation, and remote operations. On 2023, we had also a joint working group. This joint working group it was a specific group with a different committee of IMO, MSC for safety, legal for legal aspect, and facility committee. And we work on the different common gaps or theme identified. And we decided we took some first decision and first definition. For example, on this session, we decided, we spoke about the role and responsibility of master of a MASS. So we confirmed that there should be always a human master responsible for a MASS. And this master could not be on board. It was a first decision and a very important decision for a MASS operation. Regardless of the mode of operation, this master should always have the means to intervene on board. And also another very important decision was to take that the master may be responsible for multiple MASS at the same time. We spoke about also a MASS crew, and we defined what could be a remote crew. That meaning that the crew could be not on board for a ship. It was quite new. We spoke about also the remote operation center. We agreed on first of this wording. So now we call all ROC remote operations center, and this remote operation center is a location remote from the MASS where you can operate some or all aspects of this unit. You can have one or more remote operation center responsible for a mass on a single voyage, but a single remote operation center must be responsible for a mass at any one time. We defined also what is a remote operator. So for IMO, a remote operator means a qualified person who is employed or engaged to operate some or all aspects of the function for a mass. We agreed also on 2023 on some specific facts. For example, the IMO confirmed that no specific risk assessment methodology should be recommended, and this choice of the risk assessment methodology is led to the administration, and it will be each administration that will choose this risk assessment methodology. We agreed also that the existing standard and principle for software already published by the industry, such as ISO, for example, of course, will be considered and used for mass. And a very important decision, also a long discussion on that, but it was confirmed that we don't need to amend the Colorado Convention, and this convention can apply in full as it is to any unit, including mass. On this session also, we spoke about some wording and definition, such as operational envelope, concept of operation, mode of operation, and it was the first step of the terminology, chapter 4 of the mass code, and all this definition is now very well detailed in the chapter 4 of the mass code. And we confirm also that IMO speak now only of mode of operation, and we don't, IMO decided to not consider the degree 1, 2, 3, 4 used during the regulatory scope exercise, but to speak only of mode of operation, and to let the classification society and the ISO standard to develop or to define some degree of operation or remote control or something like that. In 2024, we move forward on the development of the mass code. We confirm also the scope. So the mass code will apply to all cargo ship to which SOLAS Chapter 1 apply. That's mainly cargo ship more than 500 gross tonnage. We exclude the cargo high-speed craft. We exclude also all ship, military or governmental ship. We confirm also that the base on the certification will be the SOLAS. We will use the SOLAS certificate as a basis for mass compliance, and we will have a dedicated mass certificate that will list all the exemption as stipulated in the mass code for the relevant function of equipment. We spoke a lot also on the ISM scheme and how this scheme will be applicable to the mass, and how we can apply this ISM scheme to the remote operation center. And we define what we called the ROM, the remote operation management. For that's to sum up, it's the application of the ISM principle and scheme to the remote operation center. For the role of the master, long discussion also on this. And finally, we confirm, IMO confirm, it was an important decision also to move forward, that as soon as you have someone on board, the master need to be on board. And this is very important, and this is confirmed, and it will not change now, and the mass code will include this for the publication scheduled on mid this year. During 2025, we work a lot inside the corresponding group and also inside the mass working group in the different meetings. And 2025. We succeed to finalize a lot of chapters, as you can see here, and we confirm also the roadmap. So, as explained by Yolande previously, the publication of the mass code is confirmed normally on mid 2026, so this year, during the next MSc 111, and it will be followed by experience building phase, and it will be a non-mandatory code, and the code will be mandatory, I think, from 2032 and not before. On last October, we finalized the last chapter, mainly all chapter and part related to human element. So chapter 15 about manning, training, and watchkeeping, and also some small part in different chapter related to human element. We agree also on the three-step approach related to STCW concerning training and certification and watchkeeping of operator. So the first step will be for the finalization of the non-mandatory code with a very high level of provision. The interim measure will be to define some guidance and during the experience building phase, and the final measure will be set out some standard and specific standard for mass operation and mass remote operator. So you have on this slide a synthetic view on the status of the mass code, and we will finish during the next MSc. Just so to explain that, of course, IMO is working on the regulatory framework, but we have also other working group working on this regulatory framework for mass in IACS, in ISO, in INSA for the naval boat, and we are involved in all these different working groups to follow this regulatory framework building. On the regional side, we follow also very closely the initiative of the different flags, and the main important for Europe is the MOU, regrouping different flags: Belgium, Denmark, Netherlands, Norway, UK, France, and Germany. And we follow closely the development of this MOU and to update the different regulations accordingly. And of course, we are in close collaboration with European Commission in scope the different European projects we follow, and we are involved. And European Commission is very active in the HIMO discussion also, has already published some guidance about trial of mass, and send several input paper for HIMO based on the different European projects in progress. For example, we have formalized a dedicated input paper from the Autoship project about terminology and definition. And of course, the target of the SIMLEX project is to, again, working with European Commission and to develop some input paper to send to IMO some proposal of involvement of the mass code during the experience building phase based on the result of the SIMLEX project. Thank you. That's it for me. Do not hesitate to ask questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jérôme. Yes, I think there is a question of clarification maybe from Nick, who understood that all what has been presented so far is for maritime only and not for inland waterways. Is that correct?
Yes, IMO is working only on maritime side, and there are some other development on the inland waterway, mainly by CCNR.
We'll touch upon the the developments in inland waterways just shortly afterwards. I don't know if it's the next presentation or the one after that, but
that's
exactly
correct.
Yeah,
correct. Thank you for the clarification, and thanks for asking, Nick.